Hello everybody. Just not getting up. I ain't been up that long. Excuse the music in the background. I am in the car. I'm making this video today because I done had a confusing 2 days, and it's only confusing because I don't want to accept the messages I received over the few days. I can't say bittersweet because I seen it coming, and I knew some of the things that I've known in advance based off feelings and me being around and how I was perceived quite a few times earlier in the year, which eventually made me fall back from a lot of people. But I'll start here. I'm getting really tired of people taking me spiritually as a joke. I can't really say I care. I'm just getting tired of that energy. It's like, I know y'all say y'all little shit about me when I'm not around. I know y'all laugh because I'm practicing self-love and I'm into astrology and I want to say spirituality, not more so religion, because I don't speak of the Bible. I don't research the Bible or anything like that, but I do awaken myself with the things around me. I do speak of vibes and meditations and crystals and eating healthy. I did make a transition, and yeah, it's different to a lot of people, but for them to, like, every time I'm around somebody who doesn't go down that path, or they're living within themselves of whatever makes them happy, my spiritual world always comes up, and it comes out of them as a joke. And I've always known, because I've done it myself, that jokes have some truth to them. It's just a funny way of saying it without being sarcastic, so you won't feel no type of way. But I've learned to read vibes now, so I know when to feel some type of way. Now, when it's coming from people that I've known most of my life and it's a joke to them, it's kind of like a shot at me, for real, like why I can't change. And I said this in a couple other videos, but it's humorous to me now. I can't say like I don't find it funny, because I do. I find it funny now. I find it funny because it's easier to laugh at me being spiritual than it is to dig deep within yourselves and realize your own trauma. It's easier to look at me and say, oh, she this religious person and she different and she do this and she do that, and you surface and search for the old me and not trying to accept the new me. And it's funny because, like, the people that it comes from, like, I can clearly see trauma within these people. I could see patterns within these people. I could see some of where I've went wrong with these people. And the main thing come to mind is me watching, well, I'm not going to say watching, me going back and remembering all the things my mom got herself into due to her friends and situations she got herself put in due to the people around her. And my granddad was right. Nice people always seems to surface up the leeches. Like, I don't mean that in no harmful way, and I may hurt a couple feelings if they are watching. I do care, but it's like a sorry not sorry moment, granted. But yeah, when my granddaddy told my mama that he cannot help her until she get rid of the leeches out of her life, and she learned how to let the leeches in her life go, because they will never bring her up, they will always bring her down, I see that conversation now. The more you try to change to better yourself, the more you're a joke. The more you stay who you are to help them, the more they love you. And it's like, you was never going to be a real friend. You were never going to be a real person, a real connection to me. You were only around me because of my benefits and because you knew I was nice and that I would do what you asked because you pretend to be my friend. That's not fair to people. I like to treat people how I want to be treated. I don't help nobody in hopes that they can help me. I only help them because they may be able to help me in a different type of way. You might need me this way, I might need you mentally, or I might need a friend to talk to, or I might not need you financially, but I'm gonna need you to get yourself together so that I can hang around positive people. I don't help for my personal benefits. I help so those around me could be good and we could sit in a circle and be gracious and positive and appreciate life. Can't do that with everybody, and I learned that lesson this year. As I'm ending this year, it's more vivid than ever that that is not the environment I need to be in. Yeah, it's because I'm a joke. It was more so because I realized where I was being used. I'm not a friend. I'm not considered as a friend to most. I am only considered a benefit to most. I am somebody where they could come, get what they need out of me, and leave me empty. And that's in all forms. I'm not saying everybody I have ties to is sexual, but for those who come for sexual needs, their ties is to hold me back so they can get what they need out of me. Those who befriend me, some like me because of my personality, but more so is because they know Jazz got me. Jazz gonna help me. Jazz gonna be there. And I do have positive people in my world, but I'm starting to think that the positive people in my world is only positive people in my world because of the benefits of who I am and what I do. And I see the traits that I have of my mother, being that friend, being that helper, being that person that's always going to, that go-to person. And I'm learning from my mother mistakes and from my own mistakes that, hey, I can't be that friend no more. That is not my place. That is not my duty. That is not my era. I am to be me. And for those who genuinely need it, I can hand that service without wanting anything back. But I can only do so little. I can't do the most. I'm learning this year that if family could walk all over you, they would. Just off the strength of that y'all are family, and it's really not about you. It's about them being in their worst and them getting what they want and being spoiled. I have a few situations going on in my house that I'm not going to speak of. I just feel like this is my sign to let them have it. Let them have the house. They're going to need it. I got all the signs I need to leave Michigan. I've been getting them all year. But I'm not going to lie, I've been procrastinating because I wanted to save money. I didn't want to just jump up and go to another state with nothing. I didn't want to live out my car when I could do that at home. I didn't want to take my kids in an environment where I didn't know anybody in it. I couldn't trust that they could watch my kids. I wanted to be where we in our own space. And when I go to work, it's the three of them. And the universe is protecting them. And they're asleep. So when I come home in the daytime, I'm home, I'm there with my kids, and everything is good. I do have to make a sacrifice to do all I need to get done, but in this process of me figuring out my way, I understand other parents when they leave their kids with someone and they come back to get them. My fear is leaving my kids, going to get myself set up, and coming back and get them, and it's not good. But I'm learning this year to live past my fears, and because of that, yes, I am going to make that step to go out of town, get me a job, get me an apartment so I can bring my kids home to the apartment, and then start fresh with getting back in routine with it just being us. It's gonna be hard, but it's gonna be a choice to make. Another reason why I am making this video is because we're coming to the end of this year, and I've been highly reading vibes, like real vibes, and if I get a bad vibe from anything, I leave it right there. I got a bad vibe from a couple jobs, and everything in me tells me I don't need to work in Michigan. I don't. This is what I need to get out of Michigan. If I am going to work, I am going to start over from scratch somewhere else. I'm waiting a couple days because I got an appointment to get my ID in a couple days. But come January, I am going to put all my coins together and make that trip. I must manifest my own future instead of being scared and staying by and thinking of what could happen. I'm going to make that step and see what can happen. I'm going to take that leap of faith and make sure that me and my kids going to be good away from all this, so my kids don't have to endure the people I had to endure, and they don't get stuck in the same situations that I had to get stuck in, knowing these people. Now I know they're going to go out and live their own lives. They're going to find their own leeches of the world. I just hope that my knowledge and my experience of what I'm going through help them see through those people that's trying to use them. I want my kids to be good people, kind people, good humanitarians, like the givers. I want them to still have pure hearts to give and to help, but I don't want them to be used and abused in the process of trying to help someone do better. With that being said, I'm going to end this video with this, because this is my main problem. I am not dating, but I see now, like, we feed people information into helping them use us. Every time I tell somebody I am not dating, I don't want to date, you're not going to make it past 2 months, they get more intrigued into trying to date me because, oh, she's not having sex. Oh, I could be the one. She's in need. She's going to break with me. No, I'm going to lead you on. I'm going to make you think I love you. Then I'm going to disappear. Because I know you're only here for one thing. You want to have sex with me. And instead of you building with me, you're going to pretend to build with me so you can get what you want. And that's not going to work. I've been through 3 guys already. Neither one of these guys have got to sex. One attempted, but I know my trust level. I don't trust people. So no, I'm not going to date. Being a product of Detroit, seeing the men that comes from Detroit, most of these men only want the women that's going to take care of them. They don't really want to find a wife. They want a woman that they can use and abuse and that's not going to say anything. They don't want her to be smart in the aspect of her seeing his game. They only want her to be smart enough to keep a job, to keep a roof over her head, and to have something going for herself so she can do all of that for him. I'm not gonna say I was a victim of it, but I did partake into that type of relationship, and I seen it very clearly, and it was hard to walk away from, but it was easy to get the fuck on because I've been seeing this all my life with the men around me, how they use these women and they jump from certain type of women because they know these type of women is going to take care of their needs. I've understood now within digging and doing research that most of them are mothers. They're mommy boys, and like they literally jumped from the titty to another titty. They didn't take the time to find themselves. They didn't take the time to get the education to build themselves up. They just went and found the woman that they knew was going to take care of them like their mother did. Some of them had bad mother experiences and they don't want to love women at all. So instead of them getting close to women, they dog them. They don't care what type of woman she is. She's just going to be dogged. My issue is with Detroit men. Most of them chase after the ugly girls or the fat girls in hopes that she's going to have low self-esteem and have enough love to see him as a pretty guy or a nice guy and think he's going to love her for her. In reality, he's only loving her because she's big and because he knows she has insecurity. She's going to take care of his needs because he's a nice guy on her shoulders. He make her look good. That's most of the relationships I see in Detroit. If it's not that she doesn't look good, it's the fact that she's pretty much going to do whatever he wants her to do and not question it. She's going to hold on with dear life and not question it. And it's like, I am that woman. I am that woman that hold on no matter what, because I feel like this man need love. I don't care about sex with guys. Of course we're going to have sex, but when I see a guy that's broken, I feel like he needs help. But I've learned he needs to help himself. The only thing he needs from a woman is for a woman to help him help himself. He needs a woman that's going to stand up for herself, that's not going to give him everything he asks for, but that's going to make him do what he needs to do for himself. Of course, he's not going to appreciate that woman because he's used to a woman taking care of him. But once he loses that woman, he's going to understand that woman better. He might still be who he is, but time will change that man. I, for one, will not deal with no more Detroit men. As long as I am in Detroit, I am okay with not having nobody. I am okay with not dating. There are good men here. I'm just not willing to go out and find them. I'm not willing to trust a man enough to even be in that private environment. The only thing we can do is have intercourse when I feel like I need to have intercourse. Right now, I'm straight because I know what I want. I'm not out here looking for just a fuck buddy. I'm getting ready to leave, so I don't need that type of headache. I'm trying to purify myself to go somewhere else to make sure my mind is clear and right, and that's what I'm gonna do. So, with me knowing what I want, what's out here, all the damaged people out here, all the trauma, everyone needs fucking therapy if they're from Detroit. They need therapy. Some need therapy from using people. Some need therapy from being used. Some people just need therapy for just not being loved at all, or being loved too hard to where they're spoiled. So with that being said, I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm going to end my day fixing my lessons that I learned and noting the answers that I learned. And I hope that you guys stay blessed, be positive.